Good evening, Shuko and Tin Toy fans. This is the Tin Meister again with another car from GESCHA, and this time it's the GESCHA number 559 Auto Fox car. Pretty unusual car. So the Auto Fox car is much like the Sixmobile, except it is not wound up by a key. You actually use a controller to make it go, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But one of the most unusual parts, it has a dog that comes out the window and barks. And why it's called the Auto Fox car, I have no idea, because there's no fox. It's actually a dog. GESCHA produced the Auto Fox between about 1956 and maybe 65. The car is very similar to the GESCHA Sixmobile, which I had a video on just a short while ago. Notice the cable out the back and the controller. Here's the bottom. Number 559 Auto Fox. And for those of you who are interested in repairing the car, I will be coming up with a video shortly about repairing the Auto Fox. And you steer it with this controller in the front. And here is the controller. And one side it says GESCHA. And you'll see on the other side in just a moment, it says Arnold. So the controllers were actually licensed from Arnold to GESCHA, and GESCHA built them, but they used a license and patents from Arnold. And it has two functions there, the controller. The one, you press the button down and the dog comes out and barks. And the other is you turn the handle and it goes forward or backward depending on which way you're turning the handle. There's the button for making the dog come out and bark. Another thing that I find is quite interesting about the car is that the woman driving is on the right-hand side, your right-hand drive. And that's because most of the toys from GESCHA went to Great Britain to be sold, and they, of course, drive on the other side of the road. So the dog is coming out the passenger side. I mentioned earlier that this car is very similar to the GESCHA 557 Sixmobile, which I had a video on shortly before. And that car, and both these cars are based on the design of the Porsche 356, the early Porsche 356. Here's a picture of the 1951 Porsche 356, which is called a split window coupe. And there are differences. Notice there's no grille on the Porsche because the grille would be for a radiator. And of course the Porsche doesn't have a radiator because they're cooled. And on the rear, the Porsche has an engine grille. There's no engine grille on this car or on the 557 Sixmobile. So let's take a closer look. See the grille in the front? And there's also the large hood handle and the chrome bumpers. That doesn't exist on the 356. And in the back is more like a Volkswagen of the era. So there are two parts to the cable. There's the inner cable and the outer cable. The inner cable is a solid wire, and it moves the dog in and out as you press the button. The outer cable, I've got my hand on here, is a wound cable, and it drives the rear wheel. See there on the left, it's driving that wheel. So that brings us finally to the operation of the GESCHA Auto Fox car. Let's see if I can make it work. Now, I'm going to make some excuses here. The tires are hard. There it goes forward. The tires are hard, and the wood table is a little bit slippery, so it doesn't work great, but it does work. Pull it back by hand, and we'll try it one more time. There it goes. There goes the dog, and why it's called an Auto Fox car, I'll never know. you go. Bark, bark. Pretty unusual car. So that brings us to the end of the description of the GESCHA Auto Fox car. As I said, it's an unusual toy. I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, please stay tuned for more videos from the Tin Meister. Thanks, you guys. Good night.